Hello YouTube, welcome back to my tube. Today I'm going to give both a demonstration and a talk about tongue bite and pipe smoking. And tongue bite. There are two major elements to tongue bite. Heat, and then there's a chemical aspect. I'm not going to focus too much on the heat aspect. I'm going to talk about it, some things I've read. And I'm going to try and focus more on the chemical aspects of tongue bite. And my credentials, by the way, is I want you to know that my expertise in pH balance in the human body is quite extensive. I've read every shampoo bottle my wife has. So, you know, I'm an expert. So, without further ado, YouTube, being the visual elements involved and that people seem to enjoy, I wanted to demonstrate tongue bite. First, heat. Heat on the tongue. What I need for this, let me get my assistant. Hang on for just a second, I'll be right back. Okay, my lab assistant today is Lola. Hi Lola, you want to help me? Now, how could I demonstrate heat and tongue bite? I need a tongue. So, if you don't mind, Lola, how about a tongue? I'll be right back. Okay, thank you, Lola. We have our tongue. So, all we need now is some heat. And before that, for all of you who want to practice this at home, make sure you wear the proper safety gear. So, let me get suited up here. Alright, proper eye protection. Yeah, that's good. Always wear gloves for the proper experiment. And let's take our tongue. Well, Lola's tongue. And let's get some heat, shall we? Alright, heat and the tongue. The more you suck on your pipe, the more you draw on your pipe. And I think classically the heat comes from when you try to keep your pipe lit. You know, you draw, oh it's dying, I better suck. Not a good idea, you know, unless you like tongue bite. I think the only time I ever liked tongue bite is when I was dating, you know, but we'll go into that. Tongue bite and heat can be a bad thing. So I'll talk about that later. I just wanted to give you a demonstration on just what could happen with a tongue and too much heat. So let's move on to the chemical aspects of that. So let me set up my laboratory here for a demonstration on that, and I'll be right back. Alright, now, tongue bite and the chemical aspects of tongue bite. As I mentioned earlier, pH. pH, I guess, in short terms, I don't want to get into the really technical back of the shampoo bottle kind of explanation, but pH is anything with liquid in it. Our bodies, our mouths, tobacco, has a level of acid and base. Base, in this case, I'm going to demonstrate base using baking soda. And acid, I'm going to demonstrate using vinegar. And by the way, a shout out to my second grade teacher, Mrs. Hammond. You see, I'm going to use this chemical education you gave me for good rather than evil. Well, maybe, huh? Anyway, so alkaline. Alkaline. From what I understand, alkaline is used in drain cleaner, you know, fertilizers. Alkaline, just like acid, the opposite, can be pretty brutal on you. So that's what's in burning tobacco that causes the extreme chemical reactions in our bodies. If your body has a high alkaline level, then the extra alkaline from the tobacco is going to cause you some severe problems. And while it isn't easy to identify how you're going to be affected, it is going to be true that you are going to be affected somehow. Sometimes if you have a high acidic level in your body, you're going to counteract that alkaline base that's in the burning tobacco. Sometimes not, you know, and it depends. There's always this combination of heat and alkaline that you're taking in that causes irritation to your tongue. So, without further ado, let me give a demonstration of what happens when you have alkaline and acid that comes into effect. I hope you can see this. Very, very dangerous here, so lean back from your screen just a little bit, just in case this goes bad. Here we go. Ooh, it's alive! It's alive! I couldn't have had to do that. Well, old Frankenstein, enthusiast. Notice the foaming, notice the reaction. If you didn't notice it there, you might remember from second grade. So I want you to remember that as I get into a little bit of discussion on my remedy for dealing with that. So, rubber gloves always make me nervous, you know, I'm a little antsy. All right, I'll be right back. Thank you. All right, YouTube. Well, I'm out of the lab, back in my smoking den, by my freezer. So, you've seen my lame experiments. I just want to make a demonstration of the types of tongue bite, heat, and the chemical aspects of tongue bite. Of course, I'm sure most of you watching this know the element, you know, don't puff too fast. For those of you new smokers, you're smoking your pipe, it's starting to go out. Let me keep it going. That's like creating a blast furnace. You're asking to be burnt by the heat of that tobacco burning. Don't do that. Relight as many times as you can. It's kind of counterintuitive to think to protect yourself from being burnt, you need to put more fire on it. But the more fire keeps the cherry on the top, keeps you from stoking that little flame that puts a lot of heat that will spread to the other tobacco. Just relight. Tamp, relight. You protect yourself from the heat. Don't try to smoke the pipe all the way down to the... Some tobaccos lend themselves to smoking a good ash all the way down, some don't. So if you don't smoke it all on one light, 2 lights, 20 lights, no problem. I'm smoking my Missouri Meerschaum corncob pipe and some local stuff from Highland Cigars, their London Gold house blend. I like it. It's good, mild. Now on to what I think is somewhat of a remedy. There is no remedy to chemical tongue bite, but as I showed in the my chemical experiment that Mrs. Hammond, my second grade teacher, would be proud of, the alkaline aspects of burning tobacco. Okay, we all have these levels of acidity and alkaline in our bodies. They're all different. There is no cure-all one way for anything. But I have found in all of the tobaccos, I use my magic elixir to test and somewhat remedy that imbalance. Just like you saw in the experiment when you put the vinegar and the baking soda together, that foaming reaction, you can actually demonstrate that yourself to see how the tobacco's doing by using this secret formula. I don't remember the official name of it, but a lot of people call it orange juice. Orange juice, high acidic levels. Tobacco, high alkaline levels. You smoke a couple of draws, especially in tobacco you're unfamiliar with. You haven't found that. I find take a couple of draws, and this is the important factor that works for me. A little of the orange juice. And I mean a little. I think that's the important factor. You can just swig the orange juice down, but excuse me, but it's the actual, you can actually feel that same effect you saw in the laboratory with the vinegar and the baking soda foaming. You can actually, the more alkaline that is contained on your tongue or in your mouth, the more it will react with the acid, the citric acid in the orange juice. You can actually judge that. You can feel the foaming effect. So very, very small amounts, especially on your tongue, and hold it in your mouth for a while, you will actually feel the orange juice thicken. The reaction between the high alkaline of the tobacco and the orange juice. And there probably isn't going to be a lot of foaming if the alkaline level in your body isn't really overdosed by the alkaline in the tobacco. Some of the tobaccos you can smoke, no problem whatsoever. But this is a good way to judge it, to minimize its effect, and to help it. And by the way, orange juice and tobacco go together really well. A lot of tobaccos have that citrus sort of flavor to it, secondary or third level flavor to it. So it's a great match. You don't have to drink it all the time. A little bit, especially with tobaccos you're unfamiliar with, can help a lot. And in close, remember, I'm highly experienced and highly educated in the science of pH and a human balance. I've read every shampoo bottle there is, so take that with what it's worth. I did this, I used this myself, I used basic second grade knowledge to come up with something. And in close, I wanted to reintroduce you to my lab assistant, Lola, if I may. Lola, hang on a second. I just wanted to say that there were no lab assistants damaged in this, was there, girl? Huh? Oh, she's upset, man. Taking of a tongue. What? You okay? My lab assistant's okay. There were no real lab sacrifices except to my pride. So, thanks for watching, YouTube. Maybe I'll see you again. Bye. Say bye, Lola.